Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Driven Wyld. Today we are talking about blocked out of area DoorDash. So recently I got an email from one of my subscribers.
Anonymous sender.
Thank you so much for emailing me about this and making this video possible. Now, I didn't read too much into it, but it seems like based on the subject line specifically that this particular dasher has been blocked out of their area, which is an odd thing to hear about. So with that said, we're going to go over everything that is being said in this email, what he or she is saying versus how it actually is, and everything in between. So with that said, let's get started. I tried out Top Dasher at the end of January for February, and it worked out well. I got my AR over 70%, had all of the required metrics, and got
Congratulations.
notification for Top Dasher. I noticed the wording indicated that you have Top Dasher throughout the month, even if you drop some of the metrics. I tested it out through February and dropped below 70 AR and continue to have Top Dasher status. Yeah, if you're in an area before the tier systems hit, you are able to hit Top Dasher, and then Top Dasher will last throughout the entirety of the month, which is why some of the people that are like pro Top Dasher but also pro cherry picker like to just take as many orders as they possibly can before the end of the month and then keep Top Dasher status that way. Now I'm into mid-March with Top Dasher, and they came out with a new program in the middle of the month with silver, gold, and platinum levels. I didn't think much about it until I dropped to 69% the other day. Ended my dash to eat because it was slow and could not dash in my area. Mind you, it was 9 p.m. Friday night, very busy, and the only area that was grayed out was the area I was in. Oh, that's just insulting. So you had Top Dasher, the tier systems came out mid-month, you dropped below 70%, and they blocked you out. This is how you know that DoorDash is trying to block out certain dashers, because they're not even letting you have access to the programs, even if you're doing the work. Sure, 69% isn't over 70, but that's still a lot more than any other cherry picker on the platform. The first person I called for support, I explained everything to him. He said he understands it must be a mistake. After waiting a little while, he said he reset Top Dasher for me. It would just take a few minutes and it would reset. I asked that he wait on the phone in case it didn't work, because I've had support tell me things were all set and they didn't work out. He proceeded to tell me it could take 20 minutes. I said, "You just said it will take a couple of minutes. Could you still stay on the line?" He said, "Of course, sir." Then he hung up. That's the thing about support teams. They lie straight through their teeth, and they are so shameless about it. It's exactly why I could never trust DoorDash as a company, because that's some shady stuff. And then people wonder why I don't like support teams at all. Also, we have to acknowledge another unspoken truth about the platform. There have been people who stood side by side, and one person has a red area and one person has a gray area, and we all know it's a level of discrimination going on. It's incredibly disgusting. I called back. The person I spoke to and explained the situation to was quick to point out that I have silver status now instead of platinum, so I can't dash anytime. I re-explained I was awarded Top Dasher at the beginning of the month, so it shouldn't matter. I told her the guy I talked to before said he reset it for me. She said there's no way for someone to reset Top Dasher. I asked to speak with a supervisor. If they're switching the system entirely, they should have done that at the beginning of the month and honor the deals that they already had. But if they're canceling Top Dasher, or they're reintroducing a program, which, by the way, those tier programs is basically a Frankenstein's monster of all the programs that they already had and put into one giant conglomerate of crap, because you basically need Top Dasher status indefinitely in order to just have some of the perks. And let's be honest, I don't think there's a single person that likes this program, I swear. I waited for 10 minutes with the support person waiting for a supervisor. She couldn't connect me with one, so had one call me back. About 10 minutes after that, a supervisor called. I explained all. She said all the same stuff the previous support person said. She stood by everything she said and basically just said, have a nice night. She was kind enough to not just hang up on me. Even if the first person was lying through their teeth, right? If the program's not there anymore, they can't give it to you. Like I said, they replaced it with the tier system. And if you needed an indefinite rating in order for that to happen, it's not like they could just boost up your acceptance rating for you. You'd have to do that all on your own. Mind you, all of these interactions took an hour total, and not once did my area open up to Dash Now. All of the areas around me did, but not the one I was in. I should note that I restarted the app, restarted my phone, uninstalled the app, reinstalled the app, restarted my phone again in case the first person I talked to actually did reset something. Nothing. So either you're in an area that's not busy enough, has a lot of dashers in it and a lot of high acceptance rate dashers, or they actually did do something to your app that said, yeah, you can't dash here anymore. All of those things are 100% possible. What I ended up doing was dashing to a nearby area. It gave me an order to my area, going to a different area. By accepting that one order I received, Platinum Dasher again. It didn't dawn me until later that I was going from Platinum to Silver and there was no gold. But I don't even care at this point to question it. I know I should be multi-apping, but in the past, I've been doing great with just DoorDash. They're obviously trying to algorithmically punish dashers for dropping below 70% acceptance. Yeah, that's pretty much what it seems like to me too. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if this was just the new method that they're trying out. Even if it's just temporary and seeing how many dashers just up and leave or just quit, that's what it seems like to me. But yes, this is exactly why you multi-app. This is why you diversify your gig portfolio and develop an exit strategy. Because the gig economy is an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal, not the goal. And you're dependent on that 70% acceptance rate just to make relatively decent money on DoorDash. This is my opinion. It's worth what you pay for it. None of you pay me. There you go. Can we 100% confirm that this person is completely blocked out of their own area because they drop below 70%? I mean, I hear it a lot. This isn't the first time I've heard a story like this. Like, they cannot dash unless they are literally trying to push their acceptance rate over 70%. And that's the only thing they can realistically do. That also said, this is exactly why people are starting to think this is the 1099 employee-esque mentality, where you're an independent contractor, you have the independent contractor benefits and the independent contractor tax write-offs and stuff like that, but you don't have the independent contractor freedom and the independent contractor flexibility you're supposed to have, which is exactly why I would personally say, if you're not diversifying your gig portfolio and not looking for different gigs to work on, then you're gonna get screwed over at the end of the day. This person had the one app only, DoorDash, and what happened? He went to 69% acceptance. Granted, and hear me out on this, 69% is actually still a pretty high acceptance rate on any platform, especially with how some of these apps tend to operate with their really low ball orders. This person dropped below the 70 mark and was blocked out. I think DoorDash is trying to impose a soft deactivation and a silent deactivation, almost like shadow banning, but not really, because you could also go into other areas and do dashing there. My question would then become, if you took a week off, right? Or is this a slow season and their order flow is lower in general? Because in my area, the order flow is a little low right now on Uber and Grubhub and Instacart. Is this a form of shadow banning in that one area? Is that what they're trying to do? Is they're trying to shadow ban certain drivers who just hit that 69% or lower than that, just to punish them for being lower than 70 and for them to gaslight themselves into accepting more orders so that way that doesn't happen? Will there come a time where people start to pick up on that? Like, that's the first level of punishment. You hit it again and suddenly your account's locked for a review. Talk about DoorDash just trying to shove as many drivers away as possible. Have you noticed that almost every move that they've made is trying to get drivers off of the platform, locking them out, putting orders under review, shadow banning them from individual locations or areas? Now that you've experienced this, make sure you start diversifying your gig portfolio, develop an exit strategy, and treat the gig economy as an income bridge to what would be a long-term goal and not the goal, because frankly, you're 100% dependent on DoorDash right now, and it affected you deeply. I would tell you to break that up as much as you can, so that way you're looking out for your financial stability, not DoorDash. If you guys also want to email me about something that's happening in your area, my email is drivenwyld@gmail.com. Feel free to email me there, and who knows, maybe I'll get a shout out in a video as well. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. As always, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.